Hello and welcome to episode 171? Jesus H of Comedians Interviewing Musicians. My name is Becky Jo Neal. I am joined by the lovely and talented Tom Lamb of Neutral on Paul.
Hi.
He said hi. Thanks again, Tom, for being here. Really appreciate it.
Right on. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it too.
As soon as you said hey, my dog turned around at me like, what? Can I help you, ma'am? No. Obviously, Kimberly is not here with us tonight. She's having some family issues. So if everybody could send her some good love and good vibes her way, that would be much appreciated. But we are here. It is episode 171. Where the hell does the time go? Thanks to all the Facebook people who are tuning in right now, slowly meandering in to the live feed. And thanks again to our patrons and sponsors for obviously supporting us through this insane last 15, 18 month, whatever. It's April 53rd, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know what year it is anymore, but thank you for your continued support. We really appreciate you. And we have a bunch of good shit cooking for you. Kimberly and I, it's no secret, we've got a little TV show going that we've been editing for you, and we are ready and willing to bring it to you as patrons. So if you want to tell your friends, so we've got some good stuff in the books, let them know and join our Patreon. For as little as $1, you can support us lowly comedians. And I know, Tom, you've got Venmo, and it's just Neutral on Paul, Venmo, and PayPal?
I think so.
Thick. And did you pick a favorite emoji so that people can tip you with the fist bump in your emoji?
Sure. Yeah. I like the face that does this, where it's like,
oh, the eek face, like, ooh.
Yeah. I send that to my wife every day, 5 times.
So. She's like, no context. What is it? What did I do? You just send that like, the laundry's not done. Ooh. She's like, I know what you mean. So, okay. So if you're having a good time today, please consider Venmoing Neutral on Paul on Venmo and on PayPal with a fist bump and the ooh emoji so that they know they can track your tips from the show. And thanks again to, we've got, who's here? We've got a couple of people hanging out. So thanks y'all for tuning in. We are going to film a Patreon exclusive at the end of this. So if you like what you're about to see, please consider joining our Patreon so you can see the backstage exclusive content afterwards. Any hoozle, how have you been doing in isolation? What have you been doing to entertain yourself? Got any good quarantine stories?
Well, I made this album. Like,
hey.
Yeah, so that happened like literally in April. We like knocked it out. But, you know, basic bitch quarantine. We did bread, we did cookies. Tie-dye, we did all the things that you're supposed to do. So I feel like we checked a lot of boxes. I feel good about it.
Oh, hell yeah. And I know you're a dad. Yep. What was parenting through this like? Were there any like weird, beautiful silver linings to it, or just absolute craziness?
It was wild. You know, like picking him up for never-ending spring break was really weird. We've got a 5-year-old and a 6-year-old. So our little guy was literally in pre-K, and we picked him up for spring break, and he never went back. So we literally just like put him in the car, and he never went back to that school again, which was bonkers. So he didn't get to say bye to those teachers or friends or any of that, which was super weird. But you know, we did well at home with all the Zooming. We had 4 Zooms going on simultaneously between school and work, many times, and we pulled it off. Everyone's alive. Everyone seems to be thriving at this point.
You do a little head check every day. Roll call. Like, no.
Yeah. We no losses. So that was good. Yeah. No.
Yeah, meanwhile, your son just went to go get cigarettes to his pre-K, and they were like, what the hell?
That's exactly right. That's exactly what happened.
I mean, kudos for you. Honestly, I think I watched my sister parent 3 kids through the pandemic, and I don't know how anybody handles that amount. Kudos to you, and congratulations for making it through without any serious injuries.
I'm honestly super impressed by the kids. Like, the kids could have been, they had every excuse to do everything wrong and learn nothing for the last year, and they killed it. So I'm really impressed by them. I like them more than I did.
Oh,
yeah.
That's awesome. Shout out to the babes. You're the real ones. We appreciate you. I asked this question usually towards the end of the show, but I think because you've been a simultaneous parent slash teacher slash moderator for education for the last couple of months, give or take a dozen.
We did go back to school. We got them back in. So we were, yeah. So
they're back.
They're back.
They're thriving. But I like to think of this cute little alternative world in Austin where at the end of every spring, there's this beautiful summer camp for Austin musicians. And I like to ask my musician guests, if you were a camp counselor at the Austin summer camp for boys and girls and theys and gays who want to learn to be singer-songwriters, what would you teach? Some people say like finances. Some people say songwriting. Some people say style. Like, what would be the Neutral on Paul class you could take at this summer camp?
I like this. Following instincts.
Ooh.
And this is going to sound crazy, risk-taking. Because I feel like I got through most of life without taking many risks. And my little guy, our 5-year-old, he's got a crush on a girl. He won't tell her. And like he lied about it for a while and told us that she knew what was up for a minute. Yes. And then like after like 2 months, finally he was like, I gotta be real. She has no clue and I can't tell her because it makes me very scared. Like he told us that straight up. So, but I've been like, man, let it fly, let her know. And, maybe something cool will happen. Maybe something terrible will happen. And if something terrible happens, you get to write an album. So that would
there we go.
That would be
turn that pain into art.
Bam. That would be my advice for for little kids going into singing and songwriting would be to try to fall on your face.
Oh yeah, I told my pre-pandemic Esther's my main gig. The Follies did a kids camp every summer, and we got ages 6 to 16. Most of them were under 13 because theater camp is not cool for 16-year-olds, whatever. But we had a bunch of kids who were super afraid to act big or to, act to the end of the house. And I would always tell them, like, you can't, when you do something 110%, there's no holes for people to pick apart. Like, you're so right. Risk taking is important. Also, for the people who are watching this, my hands are not dead. I dyed my hair blue yesterday and my fingers look like I run the props on Fear the Walking Dead. And I apologize in advance. It's a little creepy.
Potentially a risk, right?
Yes. Some witch fingers coming at you. We're going to take this little opportunity for me to, call a doctor about my fingers. And we're going to hear a song from Neutral on Paul. If you're having a good time, please click that Venmo link. We have it pinned in the comments as well as a ticker at the bottom of this screen. It's at Neutral on Paul on PayPal and on Venmo. Send a fist bump and an emoji so they know it's real. And this is the first song from Neutral on Paul. Enjoy, ladies and gentlemen.
It's a song called Pills. We got that bad disposition. We'll take the hard way out. You can call it what you will. You can call it what you will. You can call it what you will. Pills. They knew the kind of damage $10 bills could do. You can call it what you will. You can call it what you will. You can call it what you will. Pills. I can see you melting in the hall. I can see you melting. Clean it up in the morning. Go find something to prove. You can call it what you will.
Hey, that was the first beautiful song from Mr. Neutral and Paul, or Tom Lamb, if you're nasty, I guess. This is the segment of our show. Obviously, Kimberly is not here again. Just Venmo her. She's had a hard couple of months. It's at yes Kim Stacy on Venmo, I believe. Just you don't even have to do an emoji. Just send her money. And she does some creeping on your Instagram and your socials, and she has some questions for you. We call this the Stan Mail. Her first question is, on your Instagram, you have a cute pic of an up and coming young rocker. The caption reads, he has great hair, but he can't tie his shoes and doesn't own a van. What is something you look for in a band member, and what is a deal breaker?
Well, I mean, the ultimate is a good hang. Like, if you're not having fun with your band homies, like, there's absolutely no point. So the deal breaker would be if you're a turd.
There we go.
Sayonara, turds. So, bingo bango. Good question, Kim.
So a good hang, and you can't be a turd. Fair enough. Yeah. Is great hair or tying shoes important to you on a tour?
I mean, well, I would say it's gravy. You need gravy once in a while, or it's just a dry Thanksgiving dinner. So you gotta have gravy.
You're looking for someone who can hang, isn't a turd, and is the wettest turkey Thanksgiving dinner deal.
Yeah, that's great. Especially if you're going to hang out in a van for weeks or whatever people are doing while on tour. Yeah.
Is that okay? Do you have any tour knowledge? I always this question is always great because people always give the most random things. Like, I can't remember what artist it was like, oh, you don't poop on the bus. Like, what is your tour survival?
I've never gotten the opportunity to do like a big van tour or anything like that. I took 10 years off of music until Brandon Callies, our friend, pulled me off of a bench and was like, "Hey man, I need you to make some music with me." So I didn't do that, but I will say I've done a good amount of driving with our drummer. His name is Richard, and that dude is the greatest, like, just driving conversationalist. And if you can do that, you should run for president. Like, if you are a great driving conversationalist, he's the best. He asks questions, he engages, he will be a little bit vulnerable but not weird about it. You know what I mean? Like, he won't get too far with it, which is that's a good way to spend time with somebody on a road trip, is for them not to be odd.
Yeah, like don't open with your gout or whatever. Sure. Yeah. It's a little odd. I did have a Lyft driver recently that I'm not a narc. I don't report people very often, but there is actually, this is pro tip for any person who uses Lyft. You can report a driver for flirting now. That's a thing. Wow. You can report them for flirting, which you should have always. I am alone in your car.
Yeah.
You do not get to take this opportunity because I am vulnerable and literally in your back seat. It's not.
Yeah.
We're not at a bar. I didn't accept a drink you bought me. I paid you to pick me up. So just so you know, you can report a person on Lyft for flirting and being weird now. And you can report them for not wearing their masks. I got in. This guy was like, "You don't need your mask." I was like, "I'm good."
Yeah.
Like, the dude who tells me I don't need my mask, hard left, probably is the guy I need my mask around.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm. We're all different. Okay, so the next Kimberly question. Oh God, as my phone almost dies. Most of your cover art is of birds. Kim hates birds. I'm actually terrified. What is a fear of yours, and what freaks you out? Also, like Brandon does most of your album art, right?
Well, he's done some art for me. There's a tattoo artist in Austin that did like the album cover. So that weird bird with the vines growing out of it, that's another guy. But Brandon does a ton of art for me as well, and it's awesome. Brandon's killer.
Yeah, you should follow Brandon Callie's art on Instagram. Absolutely. But what is a fear of yours? What freaks you out?
So, I mean, I live in Dripping Springs, and we've got scorpions like a mofo, and there are scorpions kind of everywhere. And I've only been hit a couple of times, but I hate them. And I like recoil. I was behind like we have an outbuilding on the side of our property, and I like picked up an old piece of wood, and there was one with like babies on its back.
Nope.
Yeah, like 1,000 babies. And I mean, I don't jump well, but I got up and out pretty quick. And I dreamt about it. It was a nightmare. I literally had a nightmare about the baby scorpion situation. And I did kill them. I killed all of them. Just killed them all.
One fell swoop. Goodbye.
Bigfoot. Yeah.
There's okay. I think it's maybe a noise thing, but and I'm sure someone's gonna correct me and be like, they're actually called this, but I know like the hard shelled bugs, like scorpions and like the millipedes that crunch when they move.
That exoskeleton. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't do robots because they make noise when they move. And I don't like centipedes, millipedes, and scorpions because they make noise when they move.
Yeah, they're gnarly.
Like they just clicking, clacking around like they're a drag queen on 72 feet. And like, no, I hate it. And I saw I think it was a millipede. I don't know. I know the difference is the amount of feet they have. I wasn't fucking counting. I was running and crying. But my mom, we were in Hawaii and they had like a glue trap for the mice because there's no snakes on Hawaii. So the mice are kind of gnarly. And I freed like 2 mice that weekend with olive oil. I was like, this is inhumane. But like they caught a millipede on that thing. And I was like, burn it. I don't care. I hope we burn it in front of its entire family. I don't want to see this thing ever. It was like 13 inches long. It was swiveled around this foot long glue trap. And it was like, so it had to be well over a foot. Never again.
How do we share a planet with that? It's crazy.
Why doesn't that thing have its own planet by now? It's clearly the superior race. The thing is, I don't care if it doesn't think or it thinks in just like clicking and whirring. I hate it.
Yeah.
Oh God, scorpions, fair. I feel you on that. It's the noise. I hate it. Okay, so this is Kim's miniature game because she called me out because I did not see this game coming. I don't know how I didn't, but she texted me earlier today. Please tell me you have a game where you ask him what he thinks about certain subjects and call it hot, cold, or neutral. And I was like, damn it, I did not. I was going to make him guess famous celebrities named Paul, but so she gave me a mini game. Tell us if you are hot, cold, or neutral on these hot meaning passionate, cold being don't give a shit, and neutral as in could go either way.
Okay.
The first one is true crime documentaries.
Ooh, hot.
Oh yeah.
Hot. That shit is rad. Stand. Yeah, it's so good.
Do you have a current favorite or a recent obsession?
That's a great question. We watched that hotel thing on Netflix, and that was the elevator foot. What's that called? I can't remember.
Yeah, the Hotel Cecil one. Yeah,
that one. That elevator footage, that fucked me up. Like I was
terrifying.
That was terrifying. But like, the resolution wasn't what you want. You know what I mean? Like,
right. Also, can we focus on the fact, like they were focusing on all these, like what could have potentially happened to her, but no one dwelled on the fact that people drank dead girl tea.
Yes. That shit was so gross.
For days.
My wife and I were both like, they were talking about brown water coming out of the tap from decomposed person. That is jacked. That
I cannot fathom a worse. And like the poor woman who was on there, like, yeah, I'm the girl that drank the dead girl tea. And I'm like, why would you show your face?
It's the worst kombucha ever. Like,
oh my God. Yeah. Like someone's like, this IPA is fucked up. This is not okay. Okay. How about Woody Allen films? Boo. Boo. Speaking of trash water.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get a chance to watch that documentary, the Ronan Farrow thing on HBO. I haven't watched it yet. I hear it's very biased, whatever. And I've heard that like there's some people out there that don't think that Woody Allen is trash. I think he's trash. I think he's a bad person. He's probably
talking like legally we can watch how terrifying the grooming alone. Just sir.
Nope.
Yeah, she also said Woody Allen films, but then she sent like the barf. Oh god. As I throw my microphone. She sent the barf emoji and then like the zipper over the mouth. Like it's perfect. Yeah. The next one is pineapple on pizza.
Neutral. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, is it good pineapple? Is it good pizza? Do I care? How do I get more mad about people who hate on it.
Yeah, people get really passionate about that shit. Now, I mean, whatever. You like what you like. Who cares?
I often find that people who bitch about pineapple being on pizza have way shittier opinions.
Sure. Well, they should probably like read a book, do something else. Like there's other things to do than worry about pizza.
If you don't accept pineapple on pizza, you're probably one of those people that doesn't see color. Like go to bed, read a book. How do you feel about Ed Sheeran?
I don't give a fuck about Ed Sheeran.
I don't know. Every millennial girl I went to high school with's wedding song. That's what I think about it.
I don't like his tiny guitar. He plays like a 3/4 size guitar, and that, whatever, man.
I read that was because he was trying to make himself seem normal size, and then he's actually a very tiny person. I mean, I'm like, Dolly Parton wears like a big ass thing, and like,
be fine. It's okay to be whatever, man. Like, I'm trying to tell my kids that it's okay to be whatever. Who cares? Just roll with it.
We all try to tell our kids that everything's fine, but if the female equivalent of Ed Sheeran tried to play guitar and sing pop music, they'd be like, "Why are you so average and gingery?"
You're probably right.
All men can play music as long as they have a tiny guitar. How do you feel about Coldplay?
Coldplay?
Yeah,
I'm passionate. Can I give you multiple answers? Old Coldplay loves it. Tommy loves it. The first 2 Coldplay albums are Bad to the Bone.
Gosh.
That Parachutes album is incredible. After that, no fucks. So, yeah. But yeah, that Parachutes album is great.
I think more the people who are like, Yoko Ono ruined the Beatles. I'm like, yeah, but what about Gwyneth Paltrow fucking up Coldplay?
Did she? I guess I didn't.
She got there right when they started getting shitty. And then she popped out a kid named Apple Martin. All right. Like a dick.
I mean, I'm gonna believe you. I have a massive popular culture black hole from like 2004 to now. Like I don't know.
We're learning everything today.
Yeah. Come at me. Bring. I need some wrinkles in this brain. What's that?
There's 4 more. The Harry Potter universe.
Neutral. So my wife has been saving the books. My wife she reads constantly. She doesn't always read great stuff. Sorry, Amanda, if you're watching. But she reads.
We're allowed to read trash.
Sure. She reads like 3 books a week. It's crazy. She's just shredding at all times. But she's never read the Harry Potter books, saving them for, I think, Piper, our daughter. I think that's the plan, is they want to do it together, which is adorable. And I'll get in then, and maybe I'll care. But I do not care.
Yeah, my sister never read a book in her damn life. And then in college read the Harry Potter series and now is a freak Harry Potter nerd.
Yeah. Loves
all of it. I'm like, if you can get into it as an adult, it's probably pretty good.
But
I haven't read
right?
That. Yeah. People. Also, I would love to be able to go to Disney Potter World and like know what the hell I'm talking about.
Yeah, I wouldn't know what it looked like if it hit me in the face. I'm that clueless on Harry Potter. I saw one movie. My roommate in college wanted to go because he's a nerd. And he's in Brandon Callie's band too, so I can call him a nerd and look at his face later. But we went, and it was like one of those midnight showings for the first Harry Potter movie, and I had no fucking clue what was going on. There were all these dorks dressed up real dorky. And I went and saw the movie, and the movie was fine, but I was like, I don't understand why anyone cares enough to dress up. Don't get it.
I'd never dressed up for one, but I did go to 2 Harry Potter midnight premieres as a teenager because I am one of those freak millennial where I was 13 when he got his first, or 11. Like I was the same age as him when the book came out for the first one.
Okay.
So it was like, oh, these are my people. Like I see it. And my friend Sarah, my high school friend Sarah, she and I was supposed to meet her at this midnight premiere and I couldn't find her anywhere. And I was like, where the fuck is she? She was fully dressed as Hagrid and she had big black curly hair. She had like big black curly hair and she had this huge beard on, and no one, like, everyone's like, oh, great Hagrid costume, dude. And he was like, thank you. And she like sat behind us in the movie the whole time. I was like, hello, friends. I'm like, what the fuck? She came out of fucking nowhere, fully dressed as Hagrid. She wore like big ass platform boots. Like, it was nuts. Okay.
Good for her. I mean,
well, oh, I thought this, for some reason, I read large public restrooms, but it's large public proposals.
Okay. Large. Okay, so we're going with restrooms or proposals. I'm sorry.
Do both.
Both large public restrooms. Great. Spread it out. Spread it out.
Yes.
I'll walk to the very end. I'll go 200 yards to pee. Fine by
75 stalls. Not going to stop me. Yeah.
Right. And large proposals. So I proposed to my wife in an airport. Like, so if I say I don't like it, that's a problem. But if I were to see if I were walking through a park or whatever, and somebody was going ham on a proposal, I would eye roll. I would be eye rolling. So I'm sure there were people rolling their eyes at me. 14 years ago. Much like I would be eye rolling at whatever was going on if I saw it in public. So I'm going to be neutral on it. There we go.
So just to protect the unknown in this situation. And the last one is kids with their own cell phones.
Hate it so hard. Hate it. I despise it. I mean, I think one of the reasons we moved from Austin to Dripping Springs was to like kind of avoid that kind of life. Maybe, I'm not really sure. But yeah, no, we're a hard no on cell phones until at least 12, maybe. We haven't really talked about it. But if I'm making decisions for my family on the fly, it's 12 years old. They can have the phone.
Yeah, that makes the most. I mean, the only reason I got a phone was because I started doing after school activities that I needed to contact my mom for. And it was in the age of buildings were getting rid of landlines because everyone had a cell phone. So I couldn't actually call my mom from the YMCA. It just like didn't. I'm like, well, the people have phones, but it just isn't. I also feel like there's just so much pressure, but then there's also pressure to be like a cool kid who has a phone. Like, what does Tiffany have with Snapchat that another 12-year-old can't just go outside and get?
I hate how much I'm on my phone, and like my kids will blow me up for paying attention to my phone, and they are right to do so. And I like hate it. Burning fire. Woody Allen level hate.
Woody Allen just pops on like, what if Woody Allen had a position on hating kids with phones?
Would I have to take the opposite position regardless of what his position was?
Right. Like, would you take the opposite just based on?
Shit. Well, Woody Allen's not in my life. I've got kids, so.
True.
And he plays a clarinet. I own a clarinet. So we're going to see eye to eye on a couple of things, but he's still a piece of shit.
Right. Like, I mean, ultimately, he probably like, would you take the everybody else?
On a couple of things, but he's still a piece of shit. And
what's that? Right. Like, I mean, ultimately, he probably like, I bet he's a pineapple on pizza hater. I bet he's one of those people that's like, morally, I'm superior to you because I don't put pineapple on my pizza, but send me your 14-year-old daughters to adopt and then marry. So it's fine.
Yeah, I think you're right.
We'll all make sense of it. That was Kimberly's stand mail section. Gotta say, she did also ask for opinion on Nickelback. I feel like most people share that.
I don't want to listen to Nickelback, just like I assume you don't want to listen to Nickelback. But like the fact that they've just become this punching bag there's shittier stuff than Nickelback.
Oh yeah,
my music is worse than Nickelback's. I'm
not
sure.
True. That okay.
You know what I mean? They were very popular for a reason. People love Nickelback, so I don't understand why they're punching bag.
Well, I mean, at least. Well, okay, there's that one comedian that talks about like, why is everyone so mean to Guy Fieri? Like, what did he ever do to anybody? They're like, Guy Fieri's officiated over 100 gay weddings. What do you hate about Guy Fieri? And I'm like, well, but the dude from Nickelback dated Avril Lavigne. And then there was that conspiracy theory that she was dead and they replaced her. And I'm just going to blame Chad Kroeger on that one. I'm just going to pretend he killed her and hired a stunt double. So I'm going to pretend.
I mean, I will say he made some very odd facial hair and hair decisions for a famous person.
Yeah,
Right?
the 2000s were rough on everybody's hair.
Yeah.
I mean, Christina Aguilera was like
Anyway.
rocking like really weird press-in bedazzled moments. Britney's hair was literally running away from her. There was a lot of things happening at that time. That's fair.
Yeah.
Anyhoozle, we're going to hear a couple of more songs from Neutral on Paul. If you're having a good time, please, join our Patreon, because you'll see more of it later, because we're going to film a little backstage exclusive. And go to PayPal and Venmo for Neutral on Paul. Send the fist bump and the eek emoji so they know you listen to the show, and send some dollars their way. This is a couple more songs from Neutral on Paul. Enjoy.
God damn that guilt you put upon me. Hang on to your christening dress. Coming with you in white army. Smite and forsake the rest. I'm out here amongst my people. No need to pass a test. No need to sacrifice no one. Comfortable in this mess. You got so much to lose, so much to lose, so much to lose, so much to lose, so much to lose. There's still some time to choose, some time to choose, some time to choose, some time to choose, some time to choose. Heard about limited contact. We're not contractually obliged. I guess I'll see you when I see you. Keep on these separate lives. Goddamn the way I feel about me. You can be so proud of yourself. Decades of fruitless manipulation. I fold this hand I was dealt. So we're gonna raise these babies, teach them how to be kind. We'll show them all the love in the world. Make sure they know they're fine. You got so much to lose, so much to lose, so much to lose, so much to lose, so much to lose. There's still some time to choose, some time to choose, some time to choose, some time to choose, some time to choose. I heard about limited contact. We're not contractually obliged. Guess I'll see you when I see you. Keep on these separate lives. Next one I'm going to play is called Plain-Hearted Boys. And I wrote this kind of with my daughter in mind, because I have a feeling she's going to be one of those that's very powerful and doesn't realize it. And I think a lot of young girls and women don't understand or recognize their power, which sounds, whatever. She had the best of intentions. She never aimed to destroy. With her latest invention, dreams of plain-hearted boys. Mama told her to chin up. Her sister said to make noise. Couldn't shelter or save them. Dreams of plain-hearted boys. They fell so far and they fell away. They fell so hard and they fell away. of handwritten letters, strategies underemployed, easy to string them along, dreams of plain-hearted boys. She had them under her finger, weapons she could deploy, crushed with the bat of an eye, dreams of plain-hearted boys. They fell so hard and they fell away. They fell so hard and they fell away. All the hardback covers that she used to enjoy taught her how to dismantle dreams of plain-hearted boys. It's a loose thread hanging, all worked up and annoyed, that she could pull and unravel dreams of plain-hearted boys. And they fell so hard and they fell away. They fell so hard and they fell away. Jazz hands.
Yay! Sorry, my dog almost took me out just now. She was asleep on my lap, and as soon as she stopped playing, she cut the shit out of my thigh. She was like, no.
Oh
She
my.
bolted. Come here. You want to come here?
Cool.
Here we go. Okay, now she would like to come back and formally apologize for bothering the podcast. Are you all right? No, never. She's full of woes and anxiety, but that's
I
okay.
see some shame. There's shame. That's good. You're obviously a good mom parent or dog parent.
Like, I mean, it's the Irish Catholic blood. It's just internalized guilt. It's okay. Oh, hi, Earl. Hi, Patty. Thanks again so much for everyone tuning in tonight. We really appreciate y'all. And this has been Neutral on Paul. If you're having a good time, sorry, my computer just showed me the most rant, like it just pulled up some email from Scott Collins. I'm like, is he here? What happened?
He's everywhere.
Yeah, if he was behind me right now, it would not surprise me in the slightest bit. No, we're here with Neutral and Paul. If you're having a good time, please go to Venmo and PayPal and hit the fist bump emoji with the eek emoji and send some money their way so they know you listen to the show. This is the segment of our show where I like to challenge you to a game. Obviously, your name is Neutral on Paul. Would you like to tell us where you got the name, where that originated?
Yes, I will. So I live in Dripping Springs. I had a really good friend from high school move here a few years back. And so we were doing one of those catch-ups over a very, very, very fast beer, going through like a roster of people that we both knew and liked. And we got to our friend Paul. His name is Paul Doherty, and he's the sweetest person on the planet. And my friend Brandon, not Brandon Callie's, other Brandon, he and Paul are super close. So I asked, hey, how's Paul? Because I haven't talked to Paul in ages. And he was like, Paul's great. Everyone loves Paul. If you're neutral on Paul, fuck you. Literally is what he said. So, so I immediately was like, that's a really good name for a terrible band. And so I adopted it. That was, I guess, a year and a half, 2 years ago, maybe a little longer. And from there, started doing some demos and things like that. And just kind of rolled with the name. It was like one of those in the moment things and didn't look back. I didn't think about it either. So I don't know if it's good or bad. It's probably bad.
No, that's great. You're like, I like the organic nature in which it happens. Like I wanted you, wouldn't we just like, well, I like the way the words sound.
Sure.
That's been an answer before. Trust and believe. We are going to question your knowledge of famous Pauls. The way that we would do this is I'm going to give you their birthday and a little general quip from Wikipedia on who they are. I'm not going to give away the obvious, giveaways, red herrings, but we'll begin with, I think this one might be the most difficult. So we'll start with her. We're going to start with him. We'll start with her. Born June 13th in 1926, died January 11th in 1982. He was an American comedian, voice artist, and game show panelist, as well as an actor. He's a character actor with a distinctively campy and snarky persona that often poked fun at his barely in the closet homosexuality.
I have literally no clue.
This is why I said it's most difficult. He was a regular on the Match Game.
I got nothing.
Oh, literally ding, ding, ding. That is not a match. His name is Paul Lynde, and he kind of talked like this, and he was a little crazy. If you have not seen videos of Paul Lynde, highly recommend YouTube holding Paul Lynde on the Match Game. He was undeniably one of the funniest people on that show. And he was one of the most like brave, again, like barely in the closet homosexuality. We're talking 1960s Match Game, 1960s, 70s Match Game. And this man was like blatantly making fun of his own gay ass. Happy Pride to Paul fucking Lynde in particular. Paul Lynde, Lynde. YouTube it. You will be entertained for hours. Also, yes, do it. Yes. See, there we go. Chris has shared it. The world famous drag queen Ben de la Creme impersonated Paul Lynde on RuPaul's Drag Race The Snatch Game, which is a female impersonation parody of the Match Game, and won Chef's Kiss. Great impersonation. Shout out to Ben de la Creme. The next Paul, born Paul Michael Slayton. It's not his stage name. Paul is his stage name, but he was born Paul Michael Slayton, March 11th in 1981. Better known by a stage name, is an American rapper and occasional actor from Houston, Texas.
Got it. I'm on it. Paul Wall.
Paul Wall. It's the Iceman. Paul Wall. Yes. You did it. I grew
up in Houston. I listened to way too much Paul Wall as a kid.
I had to give you, I was like, we got to give him after Paul Lynde. We got to give him a treat because that's.
How many people are like puking that I know Paul Wall, but not Paul Lynde? Like,
I mean, one is a multi-platinum recording artist. There's absolutely no way Paul Wall is multi-platinum. He spent most of his career affiliated with Swishahouse Records.
Yes, he did. There's no doubt about that.
No doubt. Why? Murphy's just coming in. Sorry, my dog has been sick all week and she's got a cough. So if you hear a dog hacking in the background, it's just the bat pig slowly exorcising a demon from her body. So it's okay. I know.
We have a bull terrier, and so he's a pig shark, is like what
they're
affectionately known as.
Pig shark. Honestly, that's genius. Yeah. Okay, this one. My hint before going into this was I believe they were a contestant on The Masked Singer. Born November 28th in 1949, a Canadian singer, composer, actor, author, comedian, and multi-instrumentalist who served as a late-night musical director.
Got it. Paul Scheer.
So close. Paul Schaefer.
Schaefer, damn it.
Yeah, I knew what you were going for. I was like, I know he needs Paul Schaefer.
The comedian with the gap in his teeth. God damn it.
Yeah, and the bald dude who's always wearing sunglasses inside. I'm like, do you have glaucoma or are you just always high? We may never know.
I've never been more disappointed in myself in my life. This is it right here.
Well, he ran Late Night with David Letterman from 82 to 93, and then The Late Show from 93 to 2015. So, Jesus, he was on TV for 30 years. That's bad math is what that is, but it was on TV for almost 40 years. Oh, bless him. I'm pretty sure he was on The Masked Singer. I'm pretty sure.
Dude, I'm very disappointed in myself right now. I was obsessed with Letterman. Like as a kid, I was one of those where I was like trying to stay up to watch Dave Letterman to get away with it when I could. You know what I mean? Anyway.
Was it for the comedy aspect or was it to watch Paul Schaefer?
Well, I thought Dave Letterman was just incredible. Like just saying canned meat over and over and over again, things like that. Sure, yeah, all of it.
Bud Melman, yes.
I remember like watching them throw watermelons off the top of the roof and just thinking, I have to go to New York so I can throw a watermelon because they do that there. This is great.
New York City, the Big Apple and home of chucking a watermelon off of the Empire State Building. That's what we do. I live for it. This next one, born 17th of December in 1949, an English songwriter, singer, and multi-instrumentalist. In the 60s and 70s, he was the vocalist of blank. It's a 2-word band name. After stints in 2 lesser-known bands in the 80s and 90s. He's British.
I got nothing.
His name was Paul Rogers, and he was the vocalist for Free and Bad Company. And then he also fronted The Firm and The Law.
Yeah, I only listened to Ben Folds, so that's it.
Actually, no, when I was researching earlier this week, it was, you had something that was like, meets the Shins. I was like, I love the Shins.
I do love the Shins.
Oh, hands down. My Spotify, like the Spotify does like, here's your star chart or whatever.
Yeah.
It was like, you listen to too much of the Shins, call your mom.
Yeah.
This next one, is an American actor, comedian, writer, producer, and entertainer, born August 27th in 1952. He joined the LA troupe of the Groundlings in the 70s and started his career as an improvisational comedian and stage actor, predominantly in children's entertainment. That's the hint. Also, he got in trouble for maybe whipping his dick out at a porno theater.
Pee Wee Herman. What's his name?
His last name is a sandwich. His last name is a sandwich. Can you get there?
Paul Tuna? Like, I can't remember his name.
You're like Paul Waldorf chicken salad, Paul Philly cheesesteak. His name is Paul. His name is Paul Rubens. Paul Tuna?
I'm calling him Paul Muffaletta from now on. It's official.
Oh my God, what if? Paul Meatball Grinder. No, that's pretty great. Apparently, in 1982, Rubens began appearing in a show about a character he had been developing for years. The show was called Pee Wee Herman Show and ran for 5 sold-out months. But I love that, like, they just was Pee Wee Herman only a 5-month thing? Did people not?
My mom would not let me watch Pee Wee Herman. Like, she must have known it was coming. Like, I have no idea.
Like, he gives pretty steady creep vibes.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I mean, I vaguely remember like them going to the Alamo in a movie or something, but other than that, I was pretty out of it. Once again, just Ben Folds. That's it.
I mean, like, the man wore the same suit every day. He's a sociopath at that point.
I own a lot of black T-shirts, though. I don't know.
Yeah, but you have a lot. You open Pee Wee Herman's closet and it was the same suit.
One. Yeah.
Terrifying. Get out of the house. There are kids buried underneath the floorboards. Run. This next one, born Stanley Bert Eisen on January 20th, 1952, is an American musician, singer, songwriter, and painter. Didn't know this part, but it kind of makes sense. Best known for being the rhythm guitarist and co-lead vocalist of this rock band.
Ooh.
And I think when I read painter, I immediately thought like canvas painting, but he is also pretty good at makeup. So I don't know if that.
I'm so lost. Paul Shear? I'm just kidding.
Paul Rubens again. It's actually Paul Stanley or the Star Child.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of makes sense if he was a good painter. What if he was the guy that's like, what if we paint her face?
Yeah. Okay.
And Gene Simmons, like, all I can do is really bad blown out mascara. And he's like, great, that's great. We'll just do that.
People love Kiss. I do not understand it.
I don't get it either. I have a good friend that I was in a movie with, and he's obsessed with Kiss. And he's from Wichita, Kansas. That I understand. If you're not from Wichita, Kansas, or some bumfuck nowhere town and you like Kiss still, please write in the comments who your therapist is and why they are doing you wrong like that. It's not right. Ugh.
I second that.
Also, like, I mean, I feel like Paul Stanley's probably a nice guy. Gene Simmons, dick. Total like dick.
Yeah.
No way he's a nice guy. Absolutely no way. We have 2 more.
Okay.
This next one, middle name William, not that matters. September 12th, 1973, died November 30th, 2013. Was an American actor, social activist, and philanthropist. He began his career as a child actor in the 70s and 80s, but gained recognition in the early 90s after appearing in a very popular franchise.
Hot guy. Real hot guy.
Hot guy.
What the fuck is his name? It's Paul.
Mm-hmm.
Hot Paul. It's Hot Paul. I don't know. It's Hot Paul.
The irony is that he plays a driver in these movies. His name is Paul Walker. Paul Walker. This mosquito right in front of my camera is a hate crime. Get out. What are you doing? I left my windows open for too long today, fellas. It's June. Texas summer is upon us. Yeah, Paul Walker.
I never saw one of those Fast and the Furious movies. Never. But he was a smoke show. Total smoke show, that guy.
Yeah, absolute.
For hot.
Stunning individual, but like kind of the striking where you're like, is he gonna like kill me or I don't know. But yeah, apparently the only scene from a Fast and Furious movie that I have seen was it's like Fast and Furious 7 or something dumb. And Ludacris and Tyrese are standing behind a barbecue grill. And Tyrese is like flipping burgers. And The Rock comes in like, you better, you're here, better guard all the girls or whatever. And it was like an improvised moment where Tyrese was like, you better guard that bald ass forehead. And Ludacris like chokes on his beer and they kept it in the movie. Hard. That maybe is the only friendship. That's why people watch Fast and the Furious. Apparently they're all really good friends.
I've only seen Three Amigos. That's it. And Anchorman. Those are the two movies I've seen. That's it.
It's just those on repeat.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, Van Wilder. I saw Van Wilder, but that's it.
Oh, come on. Yeah, that's a classic. Well, like early Ryan Reynolds when he was like a little baby.
Also a smoke show.
Oh, yeah. Hands down. Even in Just Friends when he's like a fat dude.
Sure. Smoke show.
Still would bang. Yeah. The final one, born April 6, 1969, is an American actor, comedian, writer, and film producer. Studied theater at the University of Kansas. And the American Academy of Dramatic Arts before making his acting debut in 1992 with NBC's drama series called Sisters. Also, this man does not age. Born in 1969, looks 29 all the time.
Is it Paul Rudd?
Yeah, it is.
He's so adorable, Paul Rudd. He's
adorable. If you told me that he was almost like 30 years older than me, I would absolutely not believe you in the slightest bit. He's never aged.
One of my favorite pastimes is confirming my wife's attraction to famous people. I love it. I mean, it's great. Good for you, Paul Rudd, for being so funny and absolutely adorable.
Just the most precious human being. Also, when the Royals won the World Series the last time, he invited everybody over to his mom's house, and it actually happened.
That's great. Like, I mean, that's a good dude.
It's a good dude. It's a good Judy. Also, yeah, if you can look exactly the same alongside Alicia Silverstone in the 90s, and then 30 years later, Alicia Silverstone looks like your mother or your babysitter, holy shit.
I still, to this day, every once in a while, I've seen one other movie. I have seen Wet Hot American Summer. I will kiss my wife and be like, you taste like a burger.
Oh my God. I've totally forgotten. He plays such a good douche in that movie. Damn it. All right. Well, you totally won. We weren't keeping score, but you absolutely won since you're the only one playing. You won. Who's that, Paul? And it was Paul Wall at least once. So that's a plus. We're about to give you your last song and then cut the live feed and then record an exclusive for you. So this is your time while you're listening to Paul Wall. Just kidding. While you're listening to Neutral and Paul, you can join our Patreon for as little as $1. And then in a couple of days, you'll get to see this exclusive content. It would be so fun. And if you are already out there just spending money on quality entertainment, you might as well tip Tom at Neutral on Paul on PayPal and on Venmo and use the fist bump and the eek emoji so they know you listen to this show. We're going to listen to one more song in the live stream from Neutral on Paul. Comment below if you have any questions before we do the closer, and enjoy this last song.
Cool. No stranger to the negative thoughts creeping into my brain. And it doesn't matter how you rationalize it, everyone functions the same. We'll take a beat, take a breath, take a moment, straighten out in your lane. It's not easy to love yourself, man, everyone functions the same. Oh, everyone functions the same. Don't beat yourself up, kid. Don't beat yourself up. It's fine if you get a pass. Everyone needs love. Well, take a beat, take a breath, take a moment. Straighten out in your lane. Not easy to love yourself, man. Everyone functions the same. Everyone functions the same. I see a dragon with that hangdog look, frown on like a stain. I can't help to think that you're my mirror, and I can't look away. Well, take a beat, take a breath, take a moment. Straighten out in your lane. Not easy to love yourself, man. Everyone functions the same. Everyone functions the same. Well, everyone functions the same. Well, everyone functions the same. Everyone functions the same. So don't beat yourself up, kid. Don't beat yourself up. It's fine if you get a pass. Everyone needs love. Take a beat, take a breath, take a moment. Straighten out in your lane. Not easy to love yourself, man. Everyone functions the same. Well, everyone functions the same. Everyone functions the same. Everyone functions the same. Everyone functions the same. Jazz hands.
Come on, jazz hands. Thank you so much to Tom Lamb of Neutral and Paul for being here tonight on our live stream. Appreciate you, man.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. It was fun.
Absolutely. As my dog cut, you are just an attention hog today. Murphle and I would like to tell all of the patrons and people watching on Facebook that we love you. We miss you. We can't wait to get back into person and to hang out with you and do another live show with y'all. But we're going to cut this feed and record some exclusive content for y'all. So stay tuned and tip Tom on Venmo at Neutral on Paul and on PayPal. Use the fist bump and the eek emoji. Thanks again. And we'll see you next week with Armadillo Road. So join us again. Awesome. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. My dog is literally